Hi guys, and welcome back to episode 14 of my Let's Play of Prison Architect. So, in this episode, we're going to be making some changes. The prison seems to be running relatively smoothly, which is, I guess, a good thing, but also kind of a boring thing. So, I've come up with some changes, and we're going to start them pretty much right away, right after we finish up our cell block. I've already got everything in it. We just basically have to create the cells, then we'll get credit for our cell block C achievement. Once we're finished with that, we're going to be starting a new project. Well, we're going to need some funds, obviously, but we're going to be starting a new project over to the left. So far, we've got all kind of, I would consider this a low security prison, even though we're housing medium security prisoners. No one's really having an incident. We're not dealing with like rapists or murderers or anything in here. Most of these guys are in here for like tax evasion or rioting or, I mean, it's crimes, but they're not really terrible, maximum security prison type crimes. So that's what we're going to be building over here. So on the left, I've kind of laid out what I'm going to be considering our maximum security area. So it's going to take quite a bit to build a maximum security prison off the back of this. And I've never really worked with max security prisoners before, but I do have some concerns. You can kind of see where the cell blocks are going to be laid out. And there is enough of them that there will be about the same amount, if not more, max security prisoners as regular prisoners, but they're all going to be contained in this giant building up here, and hopefully they'll never even interact with anyone out here or get out of that building. So yeah, this is what we're looking at cell block wise. This is a row of what will become solitary. This will be their showers. This will be the only entrance and exit right here. And you'll see why I have all these little divisions here. This will be a metal detector right here. And these little security zones will all have security doors on them. And that will kind of break up and allow us to section off this area so we don't get any minimum security prisoners in here. We're going to have a kitchen and a canteen specifically for these guys so they don't have to go out and, mess with general population. Then more cells, and basically this will be its own prison, really. We'll have a workshop, we'll have an armory here because I'm going to have some armed guards. We'll have a staff room, an infirmary, a laundry room, a cleaning cupboard, a common room over here, a yard out here, and even its own power generator in here to power all of this stuff. So I do have some concerns before I kind of run through this, but we'll have armed guards going around this outer perimeter here. That's one of my ideas, and let me show you on the planning here. So this will be the armory. This will be like a doorway that goes out to this area out here, because prisoners should never make it into this area. If they do, we have major problems. And at that point, getting into the armory through only one door is going to be the least of our worries. But I mean, we could always double it up like that so that there's 2 doors here, 2 doors there. I think that's a good idea. Because armories hold all the shotguns, everything like that, and if the prisoners got a hold of that, we'd be in some serious trouble. So yeah, but that's going to be the armory here. A couple concerns I have about this is I've heard that separating your canteen is not a good idea. I don't know how this is really going to work, having 2 separate kitchens, whether the cooks will effectively use both or if they'll somehow manage to screw it up, which I have a feeling they will. But we'll see. This is more of a test than anything else. If it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. So, but yeah, that's one major concern is the canteen area. Another major concern is the workshop. Although we will have a workshop in here, and I plan on setting up, training and zoning this as max security only. And let me show you how to do that. Under deployment, I've already designated all these cells as minimum or medium security only, so that means we can't get any max security prisoners in these cells. So this will obviously all be zoned as max security only. That way we won't get any minimum or medium security prisoners in it. The problem with that then becomes, how do these prisoners get trained? Because as you remember, the foreman has to come in and show them how to use the shop equipment. So if we schedule the foreman to, do a training program, it doesn't let you specify where he does the training program. So if he decides he's going to train in this workshop, and that's zoned as medium security only, then obviously no maximum security prisoners will ever learn how to use the saws, which may or may not be a good thing. Maybe we don't want to have a workshop for the maximum security prisoners because, they'll just be getting tools and trying to kill each other with them. That is a very good possibility. Maybe we should only make these more cell blocks and not even have a workshop here. Maybe ideally what we should do is turn this into another workshop, and let our other prisoners do more license plates, whereas the maximum security prisoners just are not allowed to work, other than in the laundry and in the cleaning cupboard. That's a real possibility, so that might be something that ends up happening. And the more and more I talk it over, kind of with myself, but kind of with you guys, I'm thinking that that's a better idea than what I originally planned. So yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. In fact, I'm 100% positive at this point that that is the right way to go. If you guys disagree with me, leave it in the comments, and we'll reconsider, because like I said, it's going to take a little bit of time before we're even ready to do this. But for now, I am going to go ahead and kind of change up the plan a little bit and just make this more cells here. Hopefully it works out. Let's see. Be able to tell here relatively quickly if it's going to actually line up or if it's going to be completely weird. And it actually does line up, so look at that. Perfect. And that means we don't need a metal detector there, so that's an added bonus. Save us $1,000. So there we go. So yeah, we'll get more cell blocks in there. And I think that's actually a good idea, because we don't want these guys to have access to, tools and more objects they can use to kill each other, because they're max security prisoners and they don't really care because they're never getting out. So yeah, that's definitely an idea. I don't think we need the second classroom here, and I think this would be better as another workshop. So let's see if we can fit some machines in here. I think we can. It's just how many can we fit? And maybe we're doing this kind of a silly way. Maybe we should do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, because this would be all the saws down this side, which I think that's good. And then all the stampers down this side, like that. And then we'll do tables down the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then do 2 on the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that will make a pretty decent workshop. Excuse me. But yeah, I think that'll actually be pretty nice. I actually like that design a little bit better than what we've got in here. But the other thing we need to do, because we're going to be putting another power generator here, we definitely don't need all 3 of these here. You can see that this one on top is pretty maxed out, but if we go to utilities here, and this is more of like a planning video, guys, so if you're not really interested in planning, I apologize ahead of time. But if we want this generator, say, to power all this and this workshop here, and maybe even the kitchen, all we really need to do is move all these capacitors from here to this one, and we could easily pick up the kitchen again. So we could effectively completely remove this generator here, And I think we're going to want to remove one of the two. So the easier, I mean, they're both kind of in the same position. So we'll probably knock out the furthest one up. And I'll move these capacitors down to here. And we'll wire these two rooms together. Then we'll have to come with this wire, we'll have to come down and around like that so that we can tie all these in. So maybe that's what we'll start doing first thing this episode. Let's go ahead and get some staff working on this. So we need to basically move this wiring. So we'll come down like that, around like this, and down like that, and then we'll want them to dismantle all of this. I do not like the way this dismantle tool works. It's a little bit weird and really easy to mess up and hit the wrong thing, because it's not just a selection tool of what you already have built at this point. It kind of will drag wherever you want. So hopefully they put in the new cabling before they rip out the old cabling, but that'll at least make it where we can run the electricity into this room. So we'll start with that. I'm going to go ahead and unpause here so they start working on that. We're not quite ready to move this other generator yet. And of course they would start dismantling before they build new, because that makes sense. Definitely didn't tell them to queue the other way, but whatever, that's okay. They'll get it done, and then the whole prison will have power again. Hopefully no one riots or does anything silly while that happens, but hey, whatever. Okay, so let's look in here. We need to zone all these as cells, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and do that. And we should get the achievement right there. It is. Okay, so we got 20,000 more. Zone those as cells. Zone those as cells. So that's all zoned as cells. And then let's go to the deployment and make sure that we can actually have, not bureaucracy, that's completely wrong. The deployment screen, there we go. And we're going to check and make sure that this is set to medium security. I'm not real sure why this is broken off like that. Yeah, I'm not real sure why it's functioning like that, but basically we want this whole area to be medium security. I'm not sure why all those cells are showing up as separate zones, whereas the other cell blocks are all just one big zone. Now it's sort of right. Like that's one zone, and that's... I don't get it. Don't get it, guys. Maybe we need to go back to deployment. Now, see, some of these cells are showing as different for some strange reason, but I mean, in general, the zones are correct now. And that's all medium security, so I'm okay with that. Okay. So it's eat time. I'm not sure really why this door isn't staying open, because it should be. You know what? I know exactly why, because we don't have power here. So could you guys maybe fix that as soon as possible? That would be great. Yeah, if you guys could just get that done. So, but anyways, other than that, I think we're doing pretty good. We're gonna get these utilities moved, kind of make this make a little bit more sense, so that we can start expanding here. Obviously, we don't have enough money to build that giant structure over there, and we need to start taking in more prisoners. We have 85 of 116 now. I'm going to go ahead and tell it that it can accept more prisoners, and we only want medium security. Only 8 prisoners, so that's okay. I guess we could take some low-risk prisoners too, but there's really no point. They don't give you as much money, and you know, they're not really that much less of a hassle. And you know what? Let's speed this up. That way we can get this power back on as soon as possible. I know you're tired. I know I work you guys to death. Just bear with me. Finish up installing this stuff real quick, and I promise I'll give you guys a sort of break. Maybe. Probably not. Sorry. It's what you got hired for. If you don't like it, quit. So, come on. We need... Okay, good. So now all the power should be back on, hopefully. Yeah, it looks like we're good now. The doors are functioning like they're supposed to. The power's right about where it should be. Okay, so let's pause it again. We'll go back to utilities. And yes, this is exactly how we want this now. Now we have to determine how we're going to hook up these new utilities here. And I think the best way to do it, honestly, we need to take this offline to get this out of here. So let's do this. Let's dismantle utility. We'll knock out those two. Actually, we'll knock out right up to there. Not that one, though. Now, hopefully they won't come along and do that. And then we're going to connect these together. So let's do that first. Come on. Hurry, guys, because soon it will be work time, and then it won't be pleasant. Yep. Now no one can work. Okay, but that's okay. What we need to do now is dismantle these capacitors. That way we can reassemble them on this generator before hooking them up. So go ahead and do that, guys, as quickly as possible. And almost done. Hurry up. Good. Okay, so they're done with that. Let's go ahead and go back to utilities. We want to put those 4 capacitors onto this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should bring that energy consumption down quite a bit. Hurry up, guys. We need this as soon as possible. We're not getting much work done today, but it's okay. I think in the end this is going to save us at least the $5,000 to build another power station. So, okay, so they're pretty much in the process of assembling all that, which is good. Now we need to run the cable. Whoops, can't find the cable. There we go. Right up to there. That will tie in all of this to the same circuit breaker it used to be on, which was the kitchen. And then we'll go ahead and run this like this, down here, and into this room. And that should be just fine. Now, please run those cables first, guys. Please don't come down here and, you guys are worthless. I queued these tables way before those. Why would you run them first? I should have just let them build these first. That would have been the smart thing. But apparently not. So, okay. Whatever. If they can get those built, then we should be able to bring this room back online and everything should be just fine. Guys, stop taking out the garbage and build the cables. Come on. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so that's running. This is running. This will be powered in a minute, which should be just fine then. And we can see that we are not using all of the power here. When we add these 3 more capacitors, we'll be able to power everything here. Hopefully. I really hope so. I hope that we didn't do this all in vain and we don't have to add a power station back here. But for now, we're going to dismantle this and see where that gets us. So we are currently sitting at $33,000. As far as our prisoner courses, we've had 12 people pass the foundation education course. I actually checked that when we were off camera. So we'll go to programs. We've had 12 pass. That's why I've queued up the general education to try to get 5 of them to pass that. And we just need 3 more to pass, really. So that's kind of a long-term goal, but it'll give us 40K if we can do it. So that will be really nice. The other thing we need to check, and I should have checked it while we were in there, is how many prisoners are actually qualified to work. We've had 29 pass the workshop safety induction. So let's pause it for a second. If we go to deployment and we go to jobs, qualified prisoners 26, max jobs 19. So maybe we should go ahead and get this workshop up and running here. That way we can start getting even more money based on that. And we do have some money to play with right now. We've got 33,000. If we build up this workshop first before we build this other area over here, then we'll be making more money per day and we can afford to build the other area. So that's my plan. Let's see. If we go to... I think the first thing we need to do is just right off the bat build these capacitors. So max that out. That way we know exactly how much we have to play with. And while they're doing that, and I know I shouldn't be pausing it right now, but I am, I'm going to put in the tables. 2, 3, 4, 5. They're not that expensive. I mean, they are. It's $100 a piece, but I'd rather just get them all in just right off the bat. Okay. Okay. So we've got quite a bit to play with right now, which is good. The other thing I'm going to have them do is I'm going to have them install a servo on this door. Door servo. Like that. And we're going to set this door to normal. And then we will hook that up to the door timer that is only open during, which is this one, work. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get ready to hook that up once that servo's installed. Come on. Anyone gonna install the servo? There we go. And we're getting hit with an autosave, but there we go. Servo installed. So utilities, we want to connect you door timer. Hi, I see you. Yep, we want to connect you to right there. So since it is work, that should open, and it does. So good. The only real problem I see with this is they won't be able to directly move things to and from the storage because we don't have a door here. So, maybe the solution to that is just to drop another wooden door right there. I don't really see a reason not to do that, to be honest. So let's see, doors, regular door, right there, right across the way. Because prisoners are allowed in this area anyways to go, see their family and everything. So I guess it's not a huge deal that they can get over here. We do have metal detectors, so we should be just fine. Let's look. Yeah, we've got a little bit of room to play. Let's go ahead and drop in a couple workshop saws anyways. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 workshop saws. 1, 2, 3 presses. And we'll see exactly where that takes us with the power usage. If we start running too far over. Shouldn't this only be... Yeah, whatever. Okay, go ahead and build that, guys. Let's see where that takes us. And how are we doing food-wise? Do we need to add more tables? I think maybe we do. There's a lot of people getting sick here. Apparently, the vomit on the floor is the result of the alcohol need in the prison. So, I mean, that's not great. Definitely not great. But, oh, it looks like those are all installed and powered. Let's take a look. Okay, so we're still pretty good there. So, we'll probably be able to power up almost all of these, and maybe even all of them. But let's zone this as a workshop and see what happens. Rooms. There we go. Rooms, workshop. Go for it. Okay. So there we go. So we've got 2 workshops now. That should be just fine. I'm going to do a shakedown. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff found right off the bat, so... I'm more so worried about them tunneling out right now than anything else. And since we have... I mean, we have quite a bit of prisoners right now. I'd rather find all this stuff before they escape than after, so... Yeah, it looks like we have a drug problem, definitely. Not so much with booze, but definitely a drug problem. Alright, so... And we said what? We wanted to get a couple more tables in our canteen, so let's do that. Objects. Get a couple more tables in here, and we might as well just max it out because we do plan on adding quite a few more prisoners in the upcoming days, so go ahead and max that out. We've already got 2 waste bins in there, so I think that's okay, really. Let's check our needs report real quick. I want to see if their family needs not horrible, but I think I'll add a couple of phone booths in here. Maybe like one here, one here, one here, and one there. Maybe that's completely off. Let's go like that. A little bit more for symmetry. Okay. Yeah, because basically we can't put anything else up there anyways, so... It's a relatively good shakedown. We found quite a bit of, narcotics and things of that nature, so I'd call it a success. Almost. Good. Okay, so that is done. It's almost time for them to wake up. Their hygienes are kind of low, but that's going to get taken care of in the morning. Let's look at grants. What else do we have? Wow, we really should have accepted this right before we did that. That was really stupid of me, but we're going to get this anyways, because we'll just do another shakedown and get the 20k from this. We can also accept cell block D to get our capacity up to 200, but we won't be able to get that until we start working on our new giant cell block over there. But yeah, let's get tool cleanup, which basically is remove the supply of stolen tools and remove this supply of stolen weapons. Now the only way we can do that is during the night to do a full shakedown, and that will pretty much take care of that. So prisoners should be almost getting ready to eat. Yeah, here we go. Oh, so they were using those phones. See, good thing we put them in. And let's see how we're looking with the tables. We got 8 more prisoners arriving in 23 hours. That's fine. We could totally handle 8 more. It looks like we're just fine with food here. So I don't think we need to hire any more cooks or anything. Yeah, I think we're just fine. And prisoners are using... Yeah, so that's working out pretty well. Let's see what happens when they go to work, if people actually come and work in this workshop. And we've got a little bit of free time before work where people will get caught with spoons. Here's my problem with this. So these people keep getting caught with spoons, right? Every single time they come out of the canteen. You'd think they'd realize there's metal detectors here and they're not going to get away with it. But apparently they just don't care. They're going to keep reoffending every single day. So then half of them end up in solitary or lockdown and can't go to work. Whatever. I mean, not a huge deal, but... Oh, you know what? Deployment. Did not deploy anyone to work in here. Max jobs is only 13. We'll assign all 13 in there. Why not? And we'll see what we can get. I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, only 8 of them will actually be working in here. But that's okay. It seems like it's actually working out just fine. So we got this guy working in the saws. I think we're running into not enough prisoners actually being trained on the equipment to work both rooms now. Which is fine, to be honest. I mean... Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I think we do need to station a guard in here, though. Only because... If we go to deployment, let's see, guard patrols. There is a guard that's patrolling the classroom and patrolling this area. But yeah, I think we need him to honestly just... We probably just need to station a guard in the classroom and in the workshop. There we go. Yeah, if there's going to be prisoners working with saws and stuff, I definitely want a guard stationed in there. We are making quite a few license plates, so hopefully with the addition of these new saws and all this, you know, that'll be a good thing. Let's go to... Yeah, deployment is looking pretty okay. Let's check our jobs. Yeah, so not everyone's working in here and not everyone's working in there, but I think we're doing good because that'll allow for new prisoners to train and come in and do all that stuff. So yeah, that should work out pretty well. Hopefully our funding goes up a little bit. And while they're doing that, I'm actually going to start working on this. Just the very basics, which is a fence. I'd rather do a perimeter wall, to be honest, but we definitely don't have the money for that. So instead we'll be doing a fence. Just a fence around the entire thing. It's just an added layer of security that I'm sure costs a lot of money, but is required. Okay. Actually, it wasn't that bad. The other thing I want to do is get some flooring down in here. You can see I got some flooring down in the shower. We did that in a previous episode, but most of the rest of these rooms they're just plain. So maybe what we'll do is do some white tiles in this shower as well. There we go. And, you know, these tiles right here and right here could be white tiles. Same thing with this. Get that all done with white tiles. And then we'll kind of just go through the prison and one by one kind of, you know, make these rooms a little bit nicer. Where are these offices at? Yeah, I'm gonna fix up the offices, to be honest, because they're kind of terrible. We're gonna use wooden floors in them, just to kind of make them look a little bit nicer. There we go. There's so many. Just vomit everywhere, and everything is filthy. If we hire more janitors, will that help? Or are we just wasting money? Hopefully it helps. Okay. So, I think we're kind of looking pretty good right now. How's our fence coming? Looks like it's actually coming along pretty nicely. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, yeah, you're a workman. Whew, scared me for a minute. Well, to be fair, we'll get in these little bits right here, because those are going to become doors anyways. Put a jail door right here. That might not be exactly where that ends up going, but for now, we'll put a jail door there and put a large jail door there. So that should be fine. And yeah, they're going to go ahead and finish doing that fence. The other thing that we want to do is get in the rest of these pathways. I know, workers, I told you that I would give you a break, and I lied. You should probably get used to it, to be honest. I mean, you've been working here for how long? You don't realize this is how I operate. That's kind of just your fault at this point. So, you go ahead and do that. And that right there. And, I mean, yeah, this is costing me money, but then we won't have to do it down the road. So, I think it's worth it. And once they get all of that in, then I'm going to have, you know what, no, I'm just going to queue it up now. Too bad for them. They're going to just have to deal. I'm going to put in all this grass, and then, yeah, this whole area will pretty much be done on the outside. We'll just have to worry about the inside of the buildings with the flooring. So there we go. And we'll get this last little bit over here. And that should take care of it. So, good luck, workers. You're going to be very busy tonight. Hey, they got this, yeah, they got this area done, which is cool. So, good job. I don't know what they're doing right now, going out here for something, but do you seriously need back there, buddy? Go. I can't believe this guy had to come and let you do that. Alright. So, good. That should be getting sorted out pretty well. And we've got our generator moved, and this episode's starting to stretch pretty long, guys, so I think I'm going to call it at this point. But we did get a lot of stuff done that I wanted to. We've pretty much finished up the medium security prison now, and we're going to be moving on to high security now. All that we really have left is to max out this workshop. So, alright guys, until next time, I guess I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.